Hey, we are back. I feel like I haven't sat in this seat for such a long time because we took last week off due to the holiday. So it's really good to see everybody today. How are you? Before we start, and as you join us, we would love to know where you are calling in from, where you're watching today. What you are interested in hearing about, either Skillbridge internship opportunities, direct hire, or you're just here just to see what we are all about. And tell us also, I'm trying to think of something. Why don't you tell us if you have a specific question that you would like us to support you on today? We would love to be able to share that with you today on our LinkedIn Live with Hire Military. It is really great to see you guys, and welcome to all of those who are new to our live. If you are not familiar with our format, we spend some time talking to you about who we are, what we're up to, how you can connect and engage with us, and then we go into our internship opportunities as well as our direct hire roles. If you have questions as we go along, please do throw them in the chat. We love to engage with you. We love to hear your stories. We love to talk to you. And we also really appreciate being able to support you and give you advice as best as we possibly can. So do throw those in. If you've been with us before, welcome back. It's really nice to see you. How are you? Tell us how your holiday was last week. This is our absolute favorite 30 minutes of the week, and we get to support you as transitioning service members, military spouses, and veterans. We are here for the whole of the military community. We also would love to know how you heard about us, so please do share that with us as well. Basically, what you're hearing from me today is talk to us. We want to hear from you. I just felt like I've really missed this opportunity and the chance to talk to this population because we've had a couple of weeks off. If you haven't already, check out our hot links in the description. We have got the beginner's guide to an effective LinkedIn profile, how to target your resume, and we also have shared the link for Mike Quinn's Mastering LinkedIn webinar. So if you're not familiar with that, that is 2 hours of your life that you definitely won't want back. He teaches you how to engage with LinkedIn and how to really maximize your time on this platform to network and to find opportunities. If we haven't met before, my name is Lucy Robinson. I am a military spouse, and we are currently stationed at Eielson Air Force Base in Fairbanks, Alaska. Matt Collins, over to you. Why don't you introduce yourself today?
Hey, thank you, Lucy. Slow to the mute button just then. Sorry, the old fear of where's my mute button at? Middle of the call. Matt Collins. I am a Skillbridge recruiter here with Hire Military, and I'm a product of Skillbridge. So I'm a huge believer in it. I see the value in Skillbridge, and so it's really exciting to get to share these Skillbridge opportunities with everybody each week. I am a 28-year Army veteran. I am now residing in beautiful Missoula, Montana, and secret be told, I'm wearing shorts today underneath my sweet Hire Military. I'm wearing shorts under this call because it is shorts weather in Montana. So for the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll have the most beautiful summer you've ever seen, and then the weather will quickly change. But really excited to share these roles with everyone today, and hopefully everyone can connect with us and learn more about Skillbridge and the roles we have to talk about. So with that, I will pass it over to the always smiling and happy Matt Hart.
You know me pretty well. So I'm Matt, one of the recruiters at Hire Military. Marine Corps veteran. I live out in East Tennessee. I'm going to be chatting about a few different direct hire opportunities, all in amazing locations. I'm very excited to talk about them. But yeah, if you have any questions in particular, please put them in the chats. Make sure we can answer your questions best as possible. But yeah, I'll turn it over to Amber.
Thank you, Matt. My name's Amber. I'm an Air Force veteran. I'm not a product of Skillbridge, unfortunately. I've been here with the Hire Military team for almost 2 years now. I am in San Antonio, and I'm very happy to be here this afternoon. I'll share a couple roles on the direct hire side of the house. We'll go ahead and jump right in. Lucy, I'll pass it back your way.
Thank you, Amber. Just for everybody's situational awareness, if you are watching us live today, we are having huge technical difficulties. We can't see any of your comments, which was why I was trying to activate and engage with those earlier. None of them are coming through. We can see that they are on the live though. So if we don't respond to you, if we don't say hi, that is because we just don't know that you're there right now. But I do know that there are about 165 people watching at the moment. So hi, guys. So let's get As we share roles, if you are interested, please comment with the title of the specific role that you're interested in. We do have some of our recruiters in the chat today to be able to answer and to be able to give you the detail that you are looking for. And just for situational awareness, LinkedIn is a beast, and the algorithm and the platform doesn't like it when we share URLs in real time. So if you hear of a role that you are interested in, please do not just write interested. Please tell us the specific job title so that we can come back immediately after the live and we can give you that detail. As we start, we are going to go into the SkillBridge internship opportunities first of all, and I'm going to hand back over to Matt Collins. But before we have that conversation, Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about SkillBridge and who is eligible for this program?
Sure, I would love to, Lucy. So SkillBridge is a DoD-approved program. It exists for anyone that is 6 months out from the end of your service, whether you're first termer or you're getting ready to retire after 20 years, this program is there for you. So if you are a year out from getting out of the military, now is the time to really start looking at SkillBridge opportunities, to have that conversation with your command team. We're going to talk about some SkillBridge opportunities today. They are a fraction of the SkillBridge opportunities we have. So as Lucy said, if you're interested in something, please give us a place to look where you want to be in the country as far as where about in the country you want to live and what industry you're looking to go into. So if you tell us looking for remote work in North Carolina, it doesn't really give us a good idea. We are also putting these SkillBridge opportunities out there with the intent that if we put you into a SkillBridge, or if we find you a SkillBridge opportunity, or you find one that's good for you, and we can make that connection, that there's going to be a high probability of full-time employment at the end of it. So again, if you're 6 months out from your end of service, and again, 6 months, to keep in mind that your terminal leave is not SkillBridge time. So you'll work in your SkillBridge internship 6 months out minus your terminal leave, and that's when you kind of make a decision on what you're going to do post SkillBridge. But this program's for you. So start having those conversations with your command team, with your family. And again, as Lucy said, when you're connecting with us, be specific. Give us a really good idea of where you want to be and what industry you want to get into. Because remember, remote is not an industry. Looking for remote opportunity just means you want to be at the house. That doesn't help us. So again, we'll talk about some great roles today. And if you're interested, please shoot us a comment in here, a connection, and then register with Hire Military. And that's really important because that's how we see your profile and we get a better idea of who you are. So the first role I'm going to talk about is a production supervisor with Masonite. This is in Moreno Valley, California. Really cool part of Southern California, about an hour east of Los Angeles. Obviously not an hour west of Los Angeles, because that would mean your internship was in the Pacific Ocean. Wow, I'm pretty funny today, aren't I? So that position is a production supervisor in Moreno Valley, California. And this is a candidate that would work closely with the plant manager. The ideal candidate would be a proven leader and mentor, possess strong problem-solving skills, someone that promotes a safe work environment, and an individual that can motivate the team while assessing and understanding staff strengths and weaknesses, all working to make improvements to the production process. So really the ideal candidate for this role would be someone that possesses a minimum of 3 years leadership experience in a team-based environment. They want manufacturing experience, but what that could look like for us, if you've got a logistics background, if you worked in a place where you're pushing out equipment, inventory. So our supply MOS is the military, obviously lean heavy on that. A college degree is preferred. However, a high school degree with several years of experience in a supervisory role will be fine. And you've got to be proficient in Microsoft Office, Excel, Outlook. Lastly, and really important, so this is going to eliminate a lot of people, including myself, you got to be bilingual. So you have to be able to speak fluent Spanish for this role. It is in a part of California where there's a very diverse population. And so, being bilingual in this location is required. So Spanish speaking candidates. If you meet those requirements, please, again, just connect with us and we'd love to talk to you more. The next role is a BI data analyst, also with Masonite. This is in their IT and data realm. And this is in beautiful Tampa, Florida native here. So I can tell you it's a beautiful part of the state right there on the coast, on the Gulf Coast. This person would serve as the IT business intelligence data analyst. You'd be consulting with the business clients. Really what this job is understanding what data Masonite needs in order to meet some requirements for projects or for business to business requirements. So it's really understanding where to get data and then making sure data is accurate. So if you've got a strong background, a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in business administration, computer science, data science for sure, information science or related field, That's really helpful. Power BI certification is great, but it's actually not a game changer for this. So if you don't have the Power BI certification, but you've got experience leading big data projects, Lean Six Sigma is always a good benefit. You understand processes, project management, and you understand data, big data, then this is a great role. Again, that's a BI data analyst for Masonite in Tampa, Florida. And Masonite is an absolutely incredible veteran-friendly organization, one of our favorite partners. Lastly, staying in the state of Florida, we have an aeronautical electrical systems engineer. This is with R4 Integrations Incorporated in Fort Walton Beach. So another beautiful location in the Sunshine State. They're seeking a candidate. R4 is looking for someone who's going to directly support airworthiness certification, aircraft ground system modification, upgrades to electrical systems, system testing, design. So this person would also be responsible for operating computer-assisted engineering design software. So obviously a lot of engineering tasks in this role, specifically aeronautical engineering. So the ideal candidate's a bachelor's degree in aerospace or aeronautical engineering is kind of an absolute must. And that'd be from an ABET accredited institution, as well as 5+ years of direct experience in FAA or military aviation engineering. And again, if they've got some combination, if you have some combination of experience in aircraft systems interface, assessment, design, this would really be a great role to check out. And it's in an amazing location. So again, that is an aeronautical engineer with R4 Integrations in Fort Walton Beach. So as we said, again, these are just a fraction of our SkillBridge opportunities. I really recommend if you're entering in your SkillBridge window, go register at www.hiremilitary.us. Go in there, build a profile for yourself so we can see you, and then reach out and we can connect for a screening. So without any further ado, again, I'll pass it over to Matt Hart, who's going to talk about some really, really cool direct hire opportunities. Matt?
All right, thank you. Yeah, so again, those were SkillBridge opportunities for the transitioning service members. We're going to kind of move over to the direct hire side, veterans, military spouses, anyone transitioning out of the military in the near future, maybe not eligible for a SkillBridge. Again, we're just going to share just a few of the opportunities that we have available. And the three that I'm going to share are all in amazing locations, all very veteran-friendly states, great locations. The first one is a program coordinator. It's on-site reviewer. It's located in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was actually just up there a few weeks ago at the U.S. Men's Gold Cup game. It's an amazing opportunity. I really like Charlotte, great city. But basically, they're a public sector management consulting and operations improvement firm. They partner with health, education organizations nationwide. You're going to ensure North Carolina Medicaid providers are operating within the required administrative codes. There'll be site visits, daily travel within the state of North Carolina. So you need to make sure you're able to conduct daily travel within the state. Requirements, the temporary role include associate's degree and the ability to travel frequently. It's like a temporary position, potential opportunity to be hired on. But if you have that background, you have to have something with medical background. Like I said, it's making sure the Medicaid providers are operating within proper codes. So you have to have that background. You can see the full job description on our website. The next one I'm going to talk about is located in Augusta, Georgia. And this is an operations manager. So what this is with a warehouse and distribution company. You'll plan, direct, and coordinate operations within the facility. This actual location accounts for about 40% of their business. So it's a very strategic location and position within the company. What they want is 4 years of operations management in logistics or supply chain industry. And you're capable of leading multiple teams up to about 70 people in total. So you have about 3 operations supervisors underneath you. They have about 20 to 30 people underneath them. And you're overseeing the operations. Very big on leadership, and being able to truly mentor and communicate with employees. What they would like is a bachelor's degree or 4 years of work experience. But again, that work experience needs to be directly relevant in a logistics and or supply chain industry. And it's great for people transitioning out of the military. It's a great opportunity. The next one I have, brand new. We got this right before we started this, so it's not on the website yet, but it's going to be up there as soon as we're done. This is located in Nashville, Tennessee. It's an industrial maintenance technician. It's with a vinyl record pressing company. It's a very unique opportunity to be in a really cool industry in the heart of Nashville, beautiful city, a lot of things going on out there. This is for second or third shift. So 3 p.m. to about 11:30 or 11 to 7:30 a.m. But there's different pay for the differentials, things like that. But you'll basically help drive preventive maintenance plans, achieve maximum efficiency with the equipment. And a lot of things they're looking for, maintenance technician experience. So basic electrical systems, being able to read product manuals, schematics, and then troubleshooting mechanical breakdowns. So those are the big requirements that you're going to have with this. If you're interested in any of those, type them into the chat that you're interested in that specific location, but go on the website. These are just wave tops of what they're looking for. Read the full job description, get that resume ready. And when you're ready, go ahead and apply on there. So that way we can see all of your information. Yeah, those are the ones that I have to share. I'll turn it over to Amber to talk about her jobs that she's going to talk about.
Thanks, Matt. That is a lot of different roles in some very interesting industries. You've got medical, you've got some maintenance, you've got ops man. So this is really, really great. I'm going to keep pressing forward, and I'm going to take a slight pivot to a senior IT auditor. So this position is with one of the nation's top performing banks. The senior IT auditor will support the execution of the department's annual audit plan and other audit assignments and project types of things. So they're really looking for somebody that's really not IT heavy, more auditing heavy than anything. Requirements include 2 years of direct experience in, again, that auditing, internal audit, risk management, regulatory compliance type of scope, and a bachelor's degree in a related field. So this position can sit either in Phoenix or in Chicago. They're currently working on a hybrid schedule, which is great. So that's a senior IT auditor. If you're interested, drop it in the chats, and I will get this link your way following the broadcast so that you can tailor your resume and apply. The next one I have is a senior software engineer, and this is in the DC metro area. Our client is a leading health insurance provider, very well known. There is a little bit of flexibility. This, again, is another hybrid position, but they're flexible in terms of the general DMV area. So some of the qualifications they're looking for this particular role is a bachelor's degree in either information technology or computer science, or 4 years of related experience. They are looking for somebody that has Java experience, Spring related technologies, and they do have a preference for AWS certified developers. In this role, you'll be responsible for coding, deploying, testing, and troubleshooting our clients' Java-based services, along with mentoring some of the more junior members on their team. It's a really high-paced environment. Again, that's a senior software engineer out in the DMV area. We have lots and lots of other opportunities, not just SkillBridge opportunities, not just direct hire opportunities. So check out our website if you didn't hear something that you're interested in. We have lots of other things, and be sure to connect with our entire team also. So I will take a pause there, and I'll send it back your way, Lucy.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how discombobulating it is doing these lives and not being able to see your comments whilst we're doing it. So I took a quick peek while the others were having a chat, and there's so many people here today. So thank you to you all who have dropped in for the first time. It is amazing to see you. And I did make a note along with our recruiters who are sat into the comments as well, who have given us some of your questions, so we should be able to answer them. First and foremost, I've got one actually for you, Matt Collins. Let's start with you because there's two about SkillBridge, but this one should go to you first of all. David said, thanks so much for putting out this content. Really interesting. Any remote cyber opportunities for reservists since SkillBridge is for active duty leaving the service? I think this is a really good opportunity to share about the CSP as it is in the Army or the SkillBridge program, who it is available to and who is eligible for it, and how it sometimes can work with the reserve component. So would you give us a quick overview?
Sure. Yeah, Lucy. So it sounds like they're a traditional reservist potentially who's getting out. So yeah, the SkillBridge program really is for active duty. So on the active duty guard side, which I can speak to, and the active reserve side, the AGR program, which they have both the Air Guard and the Army Guard, we have that program. But this is really someone transitioning 6 months off of active duty. Traditional end-day reservists, SkillBridge doesn't really apply because you're working, 28, 29 days of the month in the private sector anyway. So that's what the SkillBridge exists for. Really, those people leaving active duty 6 months out from that end of service is what SkillBridge is really built for. If that answers that question, I think, Lucy.
It does. Thank you so much. And then, Mac Hart, this is one for you. Is there any opportunity where service members under medical boards can benefit from the SkillBridge program? You've had personal experience there.
Yeah, so I went through the med board process, and luckily I was able to get, this was an internship for me transitioning out, and it was remote, so it was actually very easy for me personally. That's not always an option for everyone, but you got to have the conversation with your command, because you have to be able to go through VA appointments. So those get scheduled for you. You need to be able to go into your clinic there to do any type of out processing appointments. Your VA rep there will be able to do all your claims. Your Pueblo needs to be able to work with you. You have a lot of things you have to kind of work through. But yes, it is possible to do one on a med board. It's just you have to understand med board doesn't always mean separation. They are determining if you're fit or unfit for duty.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be relatively clear, but you never know. And your EAS or your ETS is also not set in stone until your decision's made, and you could be getting out in 6 weeks or 2 weeks or however long. There's so many unknowns. You have to have that conversation with your command and your Pueblo or whoever is helping you through the process from medical there too.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you. We have one more SkillBridge question, but I think I can probably answer this one. Ange asked, can military spouses do SkillBridge internships? That's a loaded question, and I will answer in 2 parts. The official answer and the technical and the real answer is no. Spouses cannot perform SkillBridge internships because SkillBridge and internship together is a program specifically supported by the DoD for those who are on active duty so that they can undertake real-world career and work experience in the civilian sector while still on active duty and still being paid by the military. And it is to support the smooth transition from the military into the civilian world. Now, you may read and hear, SkillBridge internships for spouses. There are internships for spouses with some organizations, some big blue chip Fortune 250s and some other organizations as well. But those are purely internships. Some are paid and some are unpaid. And if you wanted to see or read more about that, definitely go to the DoD SkillBridge internship website, first of all, or I suggest you take a look at Hiring Our Heroes because they have a great Mil Spouse program. You can connect with ACP as well because they have a great support opportunity for military spouses and they can share further information there. So that's a piece that I wanted to give. However, we do not support spouses in SkillBridge internships because SkillBridge is specifically for the active duty member. We have had another question about international opportunities, and that's a very quick answer for me. We do not at this point in time have any opportunities that are OCONUS. We only work with companies that are based in the US. Amber, but I've got one for you, so get ready for it. Ariane asked she said that she's here today, which is lovely to see you, Ariane, from Virginia Beach, because she has finished 3 IT certificates. And she's looking for meaningful employment after having 0 IT experience. How should she go about this? What should she do? What do you think? What would you offer her in terms of advice or support?
Yeah, that's definitely a tricky one. I think that it depends, right? Just like a lot of other things when it comes to job search, it depends. Because from a recruiter standpoint, we work with companies every day that some companies really value formal education. Some really value the certification piece. Some really value and will accept, just 5 years of work experience. And so I think in all of that, you have to figure out somehow what are the companies that you're targeting and why are you targeting them, right? Is it because you have the certifications and that's something they value? Or is it the fact that, it's everything else about the company is great. You just don't have that experience yet, in which case I would encourage you to get a mentor, not just one mentor, but have conversations with people that are already in that seat, right? So that you can kind of figure out how did they get there if they started with just certifications and no real experience, right? And then you'll be able to really figure out what are the companies that accept these certifications and we'll take a chance, right? I will also add that if it works for you, there's a lot of opportunities for volunteer work where you can gain that experience. And I'll send you a message after this because I think that there's some people in this sort of sphere that I'd love to introduce just because they really did just that, right? Being able to add in, a year of volunteer experience, and then you step into that role, and then you keep volunteering and keep really bolstering that experience. I could ramble on about it forever, but I will definitely send you a message after this. Lucy, I also wanted to throw out to Angie, who asked about the SkillBridge for spouses, to check out some returnships. There's a lot of companies now that are doing what they call returnships for folks that have either been in sort of a different industry or have taken a pause. But bigger companies too, like Amazon, there's some financial companies also that are really honing in on those folks that are looking to return, and that really sings to the song of the military spouse.
Don't we know it? And I think
yes.
Going back to that, that's the beauty of these LinkedIn Lives in terms of the starting of the networking. So Amber said earlier, please do connect with us because we post on the Hire Military page and our own personal pages an awful lot of information between the recruiters on a weekly basis. And it's just great for education and learning. Also, just going back to Ariane, in terms of networking, it's really easy for us to say, hey, connect with a mentor, get a mentor. But often the question is, well, how do I do that? And going back to the Mastering LinkedIn webinar that I mentioned that Mike Quinn is delivering, when I went through that, I didn't tell you when that's happening, which was completely my mistake. That is this Thursday. That's the whole reason I was sharing with it. It's 7 p.m. Eastern time this Thursday. And if you go on the USO Transitions website, and the link to register is also here on the event, he shares exactly what to do and how to do it and how to connect with people who have walked your walk and maybe are 2 or 3 years ahead of you, but possibly if you connected with them and shared a little bit of your story in a very short DM to build a relationship, they may, be open to taking a call or supporting you, especially if they've been in the same military branch as you or they've been in the same installation. Veterans, we all love to help other veterans and those coming up behind us. And that is essentially what we are trying to create by hosting these lives as well as our audios every other Thursday, is for you to network with everybody who's on this call today. You never know who may be able to offer you further information or support, or how you may benefit just from the posts that they make. So definitely please do that. Our website also is hiremilitary.us. And on there, not only do we share our vacancies, so the direct hire ones as well as the SkillBridge, we offer portals for you to be able to register your interest and tell us that you are available for both direct hire and SkillBridge internship opportunities, which means that when roles come up, we do go to those databases initially to see if there's anybody suitable before we do start to market and publish them. But also under resources, we have a great section called Job Seeker Resources, and we have created, along with our marketing team, such great collateral and pieces that you potentially may not have even known that you needed to know. So for example, I saw somebody post about targeting a resume in the comments earlier. We actually teach you how to do that. Like, I'm sure you've heard, just tailor your resume, target your resume. But that's all well and good hearing that. And then you're like, but how do I do that? We have created essentially a Cliff's Notes for you, step-by-step guidelines on how to do it. So we have some great pieces there for you to really benefit from. And I think really, we do have one more question, and I'm not sure if we can answer it, but I am going to just position it to the two Matts here today. And it's again to do with the MedBall process for SkillBridge. And it's about how somebody applied to more than 50 companies for SkillBridge, and most of them told him that because he did not have an ETS date, they couldn't hire him. I mean, I guess from your perspective, Matt Hart, if that had been you and knowing what you know now, how potentially would you overcome that, or what advice would you give to somebody in that situation? And I know I always go to you, but you've had distinct firsthand experience in this situation.
No, that's perfectly fine. And that's unfortunately understandable from that employer's perspective. if you're truly interested in that company, maintain communication with them. Ask if you can touch base with them once you get closer. If you can stay in contact. Can you sign up for any job alerts so you get alerted of these opportunities that pop up when you're closer to your end of service date? That way, when you know your date, you can still reach out to them like, hey, I'd really like to be able to touch base with you again, set up a 20-minute call, talk about these jobs that just opened up. I'm still interested. You can always just ask them like, hey, in the meantime, what can I do to make myself more competitive when the time comes? You can go through some Lean Six Sigma training, you can get some OSHA certifications. You can do certain things in the meantime you can go through an onward opportunity to get those certifications over a few weeks to make yourself more competitive once the time comes. That would be my best recommendation, just in the time that we have.
And it's really hard, isn't it? Because there's no hard and fast. There's no like, well, this is what you should do, or this is what can happen. It's so situational dependent, but you're correct. Matt, we've run over, I've run over. So I just want to say thank you so much for bearing with me and with us today. It's really hard when we can't see you, but we do appreciate you joining us. Hopefully the tech will be back up next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And until then, have a lovely week. And we really look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.